8-foot front-load washer and matching dryer. Only $9.89 for the pair. And you don't pay for 15 months. It's the Brick's biggest tent sale.
Welcome back. It's Animal Farm CityLine Style. But after the show today, by the way, we're going to be drawing for the LG Compressor Pet Care Vacuum. It has a HEPA filter and a pet hair turbine tool, which you wouldn't need if you had this little Siberian hamster that is running around on my lap. Isn't it cute?
And this is Snowflake.
It's a lop-eared rabbit.
A lop-eared rabbit who's somehow they came color coordinated to me today. How did that happen?
And holding the cat is Sandra Martin from today's Parent magazine. I'm going to put you back in your little ball here, and you can eat in there. Look at that. What a happy place you'll be. Have a treat. Sandra Martin from today's Parent magazine, talking about choosing a pet. And it's, boy, if you choose the wrong pet, you're in big trouble.
Right. I mean, it's not like taking something back to the store because it doesn't fit. I mean, if a pet's not a right fit, you've got to find a new home for it. I mean, there are big consequences. So you really do need to take the time to do the research and think about what's involved before you choose a pet because you think it's adorable.
But don't you find that the pets kind of choose you too? Like if you go to a pet store, there's an animal that looks at you in a certain way, or that snuggles up to you, and there's a connection.
That bond is definitely important, but you can't just go by that bond because you take that adorable kitten home, and this often
that's a big point.
Cats.
If you take an adorable kitten home,
in a couple of years, you may have a cat that doesn't like your guests, doesn't like your family.
It's mean.
Yeah, and that actually happened in our house. We had a kitten that was wonderful and hated everybody.
So if you're going to take in a cat, if you want a cat, getting an older cat is a good thing because their personality is well established.
Right, and actually humane societies and shelters always recommend, if you've got young kids especially, having an older cat's a great option because you see what you're getting.
You'd be interested to know, what do you think Canadians own more of, cats or dogs? Who thinks cats? Who thinks dogs? You're all wrong. Canadians, we have more cats. 36% of all pet owners.
Oh,
can you get out of there, little one? That's very good.
We can maybe get one of the kids to put Minerva in the habit trail, or
okay,
put her in there. The other thing is looking at the costs involved because acquiring the pet is one thing, and it can be quite expensive to get a purebred cat or dog from a breeder, which is another reason why it's great to look at a shelter because the costs are much less, and often the animals are spayed or neutered already. When you get
I actually have the prices of it. The first year for a dog is $2,000 plus the yearly cost, and then with the vet and the food, it's another $1,000. And
that's if nothing big goes wrong.
Nothing goes wrong.
Yeah. Nothing big goes wrong.
Excuse me, your dog needs surgery or it'll die,
Or a psychiatrist.
Right. The other thing is lifestyle fit. So, I mean, you go for a dog because it's adorable. You have that eye lock in the store or at the breeders, and then you find out that just because it's a small dog, like in a Jack Russell Terrier, doesn't mean that it doesn't need a lot of space.
Are you kidding? Jack Russells are, and that's one of the major mistakes. High energy dogs need constant, and Jack Russells are one of the most high energy going.
Right. Now, I mean, Minerva is great, but you can see how squirmy she is.
She's very squirmy.
One thing that I learned from Toronto Animal Services, who actually brought Minerva over, and Snowflake, as well as Thelma, the hooded rat with her baby in the blue cage there, is that rats are actually better for kids than hamsters are.
Yeah, but it's a rat. My daughter had rats for years, and she'd like, they're so cute, and I'd be like, yeah, but it's a rat.
The tail used to gross my mother out. She said, you can have a hamster because the tail's short, but you can't have a rat because the tail.
Yeah, but snakes and rats get bad reputations. And
but they can be great pets.
They can be great.
Swell.
Now, we have a terrarium here for reptiles. I mean, that's sort of the setup you would need for a turtle or a lizard or a smaller snake. And that's pretty contained. I mean, if you're a mom and you're worried about your kids' pets getting all over and you're squeamish, that's pretty contained.
I have a cost-saving tip. Grandparents. You hit the grandparents. They always want to buy the grandkids something. We, in our family, we bought for 3 of the families, we bought the dog. And then they look after the dog. And then my husband picks up the dog, takes the dog to work. And the dog doesn't like some of the employees and likes others, so they're all worried they might get fired.
I mean, you see Lulu here, who was adopted from a shelter.
Beautiful
she was
cat.
a kitten, and she's not available.
She's calico?
Yes, she's a calico.
All these other pets are available for adoption. This cute little Siberian hamster needs a home, and as does the lop-eared rabbit. And 36% of people have cats, and 32% have dogs.
Well, dogs are definitely more of a lifestyle commitment because you have to walk them.
Yeah.
Cats can be at home all day, and it's recommended that they stay inside. It's actually safer for them. They're not going to get hit by a car, which happens. But Lulu seems to like this scratching toy, and you have to keep that in mind. I mean, these are things you have to buy if you don't want your furniture to be shredded. You have to buy the accessories and the toys to keep your pets happy.
Okay, so your biggest mistake is getting a little kitten because it couldn't turn out to be a nasty kitten, and then now you got a real serious problem, or buying a dog because you think it's cute that is so high energy. And I just went through with a friend of mine who brought her dog over, and this dog is extremely high energy, and now she doesn't know what to do. It's just too much for her to handle.
I had a neighbor who spent, I mean, I can't imagine how many thousands of dollars with a personal trainer for her dog, which she bought from a breeder. It was a cross between a German Shepherd and a Lab, and she thought, oh, well, it'll be nice like a Lab and smart like a German Shepherd. Well, this was the meanest dog ever. But she was committed to working with the dog. It cost a lot of money and a lot of effort, so you have to be committed and know that things go wrong.
Just a couple quick tips here. If you have a fish, it can be $10 to several hundred. A hamster, $6 to $30 to purchase, and then all the equipment and so forth and so on. So it's a lot to think about. There's some good news, though, where there's a giveaway now from Hagen, the Scent Down Nutrients, which is all natural dog biscuits for everyone in the audience. Do take them home. Don't eat them yourself, please. Okay.
You got to look at this cat. So cool. Is there catnip in that little bed? Is that why Lulu is so in love with it?
It came with catnip that you can sprinkle in if you want, but this is just the cardboard. I think she just likes the texture.
She's really happy there.
It's like a little chaise, right? It's shaped like a cat chaise.
So do yourself some homework and don't end up with the wrong pet, because, and you know, there's so many animals that need adoption and older pets. My last 2 or 3 dogs were all older dogs. They were trained, and I was like, this is amazing because I don't want to go through that.
Well, and I think the thing is, people think that at the shelter you're going to find a dog that's a problem, but often it's people who can no longer afford the animal, or they're moving and they can't take their pets with them. So you can find great older pets, as you said, Dini.
Sandra Martin, Today's Parent, they have great articles on how to choose the right pet, and thank you for coming with all the little goodies. And we're going to take a break. We're back with more in just a moment.
Closed captioning of this program is brought to you in part by First Choice Haircutters. First Choice Haircutters, style to go.
From the warm Mediterranean coast of Italy comes the traditional flavor of bari, delicious when dipped in olive oil and served with antipasto. Aurora